Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by forests and flowers, there lived a kind and gentle princess named Snow White. Her skin was as fair as snow, her lips red as roses, and her hair as dark as night. She loved animals, music, and picking wildflowers in the castle garden. But even though the world was beautiful, Snow White's heart sometimes felt lonely. Her stepmother, the queen, was cold and proud. She often ignored Snow White, jealous of her kind heart and gentle beauty. One morning, Snow White overheard the queen speaking with her mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall," the queen asked, "who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White, who is gentle and true." Furious, the queen ordered Snow White to be taken far away into the forest. But instead of fear, Snow White felt free. She wandered deeper into the trees, where sunbeams danced and birds sang. She didn't know where she was going, but she knew she'd find something wonderful. As the sun began to set, Snow White came upon a tiny cottage hidden beneath the trees. Its door was small, the windows round, and smoke puffed from the chimney. Inside, she found 7 little beds, 7 little chairs, and 7 tiny mugs waiting on the table. Everything was neat, cozy, and kind. Tired from her journey, Snow White curled up on the softest bed and fell into a peaceful sleep. The next morning, the cottage door creaked open, and in came 7 tiny forest friends. They were cheerful, curious, and full of laughter. "Who is she?" asked one. "She looks peaceful," whispered another. When Snow White awoke, she smiled. "Hello. I didn't mean to intrude. I just needed a safe place to rest." The 7 friends quickly grew fond of her. Snow White stayed, helping them tidy the house, cook meals, and sing songs in the garden. The cottage came alive with joy. One day, a traveler came to the cottage door, a woman with a hood and a basket of shiny red apples. "Try one, my dear," she said kindly. Not knowing it was the queen in disguise, Snow White took a bite. But the apple was enchanted, and Snow White fell into a deep, magical sleep, soft as snow, quiet as a winter night. The 7 friends returned and cried softly. They built her a crystal bed in the garden, surrounded by flowers and love. Far across the kingdom, a kind prince had heard stories of the sleeping girl in the forest. He followed the winding path to the cottage and found her resting in the garden. He looked at her gently and said, "You are loved by many, and your kindness shines brighter than any crown." As if her heart had been waiting, Snow White slowly opened her eyes. The spell had lifted, not from magic, but from love, hope, and true friendship. Snow White returned to the castle, not as a quiet princess, but as a brave and beloved queen. She invited the 7 friends to live with her, and they filled the palace with music, laughter, and peace. The forest, the kingdom, and the stars above all seemed brighter now, warmed by the joy of a kind heart and true friends. And so, the girl with skin as white as snow and a heart full of kindness lived happily ever after. And whenever the stars shine extra bright, you'll know it's Snow White watching over dreamers everywhere. Good night, little one. Sleep softly and dream sweetly. The end.